Welcome back to Hope's Homemade Kitchen. It's Saturday night and I'm putting together a casserole, a breakfast casserole for Sunday morning to have with coffee. It's a 13 by 9 inch casserole and it has, I'm using some leftover bread that I had. So I had a sourdough loaf and I had about a quarter of it left and it was getting a little too stale, so I cut it up into pieces. And I thought, oh, this is perfect for a breakfast casserole. So that's what we're gonna do. And hang on and I'll show you the ingredients. The ingredients for our breakfast casserole are 8 eggs. I had some pepper, some yellow pepper that I had diced up, so I'm gonna use that. I had about 10 slices of Canadian bacon, some leftover bacon, so about a quarter of a cup of that, salt and pepper to taste, about 2 cups of cheddar and mozzarella cheese, about a quarter of a loaf of sourdough bread that I diced up. And instead of regular milk, I'm going to use evaporated milk because that's what I have today. I'm going to put it in a 13 by 9 inch pan that will be sprayed with Pam. So let's get started. This breakfast casserole comes together very easily. First, I'm going to spray a 13 by 9 inch baking dish with Pam. Just cooking spray, or you can use butter, either way. So I cut up about 1/4 of a large loaf of sourdough bread that had been, it's 2 or 3 days old, so it was getting a little stale. So that goes in the bottom. And then I'm going to put some cheese over that. So I had about a little over 2 cups of a combination of cheddar and mozzarella cheese. So I'll save some for the top. We also have some yellow pepper. I may not use the whole thing. I think I'm going to reserve some of that. So just a little bit of yellow pepper. 10 slices of the Canadian bacon, and the Canadian bacon comes in about, about that size slices in a little pack, so be pretty much like ham. If that's not enough meat for you, I'm going to put in a little bit of bacon as well. We had some leftover crumbled bacon from another dish. Okay, so next I'm going to crack 8 eggs and put in a can of milk and a little bit of water. So using the evaporated milk, the recipe calls for 16 ounces of milk or 2 cups of milk. So this is a 12-ounce can. I'll add a little extra water too. Crack the eggs first. 8 eggs. And the good thing about this is the leftovers are awesome too, for if you don't eat it all in one morning, you can slice it up and have it for breakfast on other days of the week. So, and it will even freeze well. In portion sizes is what I usually do. Okay, 8 eggs. evaporated milk. Just a little bit of water to swish out the can. To that, I'm gonna just add salt and pepper. About a teaspoon of pepper. About a teaspoon of pepper and a teaspoon of salt. You can do more or less to your liking. This would be fine probably if you only wanted to add, say, 6 eggs. That should be fine. I put in 8 for a little extra protein, never hurt. Just gonna get in there with a fork. Right. So I had all the dry ingredients in there, the bread. I sprayed the pan, put the bread in, put the cheese on, the meat on top of that. So now to soak all of this, I'm going to put in the egg and milk mixture. Right over the top. Okay. I had some cheese left over. I'm going to put that right on top. All right. Now that goes in the refrigerator overnight, so I'm going to cover it, put it in the refrigerator, and we'll be back in the morning. Welcome back. It's the next morning, or actually it's closer to noon, but we decided to have this for brunch or lunch instead of early breakfast. So what we're doing, we've taken this out of the refrigerator, and when I was looking at it, I didn't put broccoli in it yesterday, and I was thinking it does need some green. So you could use some broccoli or spinach, green onions, chives, anything to kind of spruce it up a little bit. So that's what I've done. I had a little bit of broccoli left over. I cut it into small pieces and kind of shoved it down in there. But even if some are sticking out, it'll be perfect. It'll be almost like grilled vegetables. So the oven will give it a good crispiness, and it needs to cook. I have a 350-degree oven preheated. It needs to cook about 45 minutes to 50 minutes, but I'm going to check it along the way. The thing that we'll just be looking for is making sure it's not runny and making sure the eggs are done. So we'll put it in the oven and we'll be right back. Okay, now it's time for a taste test. This was in the oven for about 45 minutes, and then I checked it, and it needed just a little bit more time for the middle. There's no runny pieces left. Everything is absorbed. So now, let's cut into it. Holds together perfectly. That's really good. This is perfect for a brunch. Easter's coming up. It's a perfect item that you can take to your Easter brunch. It's really good. You can adjust the spices however you want. The level of salt and pepper in there is perfect. If you wanted to add some peppers, some spicy peppers, anything in there, like if your family likes more of a Mexican style, you could add in a little can of those diced jalapeños. Very good. Thank you for joining me today on Hope's Homemade Kitchen. Please share on YouTube with your friends and family. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.